There we go. Welcome, everyone. My name is Tanya Cottrell. I want to welcome you to our Sleep SOS class, our workshop. I love this topic because one, I love to sleep, and two, I see this as such a key health issue to tackle, and it can be fairly simple for a lot of people to increase sleep quantity and sleep quality. And I love the impact it has on all areas of health. And so if you want to um, pick one health issue to really invest into to have the most reward, the most impact in your well-being, nutrition, those foundational wellness elements of what you're putting in your body is important, and then sleep. That's kind of my soapbox there. That's why I love this because you have like a domino effect of amazing, amazing results when you increase your sleep. So I want to point out first the handout. So I have put a link in the chat. I also sent this in an email to everyone who registered. I mean, it went out like 5 minutes before we started. So as long as you register before that, you should have an email with a link. I do highly encourage you to open that up. You're welcome to print it and use it as a note-taking page as well. It can work really well for that, and we'll be kind of following that format through the class. So um, let's see. Oh yeah, I got the link in there already. Okay, so we are going to talk about sleep interference factors. I'd like to go over the five most common, and if you have your sheet printed out, they're up here, so you can actually circle the ones that are the most applicable to you. So some factors that can commonly interfere with sleep are hormonal imbalance, parasite activity, believe it or not. They like to wake people up at night when they're active in the body. Irregular blood sugar. If your blood sugar is kind of spiked and then you have a crash in the middle of the night, that tends to cause some, middle of the night waking. Mental and emotional health struggles. And another one a lot of people don't think about is high toxic load, especially if your liver is having, because your liver is dealing with toxins, it's filtering, right? So if your liver is having to work hard when it should be resting, it's kind of going overtime. So it's supposed to rest at night, but if it has such a heavy load, it's trying to take the graveyard shift and go back to work at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. And that can be a sign if you're regularly waking up around that time of night. In fact, usually that 3 to 4 o'clock window in the middle of the night, if you repeatedly wake up, the two factors that are the most common that you should look at is blood sugar or toxic liver load. All right. So the approach that I like is to implement baseline sleep support health habits, use some great natural supplements and some essential oils to help. Those make a tremendous impact. And often those things right there take care of the issue for most people. Now, if you happen to be in the small fraction of people that continue to have interferences, then you can explore some of the other health issues like blood sugar or detoxing or parasite detoxing, those kind of things. You can talk to your wellness advocate or me if I'm your wellness advocate about that and you can get some further guidance. But we're going to really look at the simple foundational sleep support on its own, the habits and what supplements and essential oils can you use that will likely give you a really big impact and improvement in your sleep because we want you to experience great health, and great sleep leads to great health. And that's what our focus is today. So some of you might recognize this picture. If you're new and you've never seen this picture, let me explain real quick. This is called the doTERRA wellness diagram. It was created with foundational health principles in mind that build and stack on top of each other because this is how our bodies work. So I want you to think of your health like stacking blocks. If you remove the foundation, it's like playing Jenga and you pull that block out, it topples. So what's at the foundation? Nutrition, digestion, your gut health, then movement and your metabolism. That's your blood sugar, your metabolic pathways. Those impact all other areas of your health and your well-being. So these wellness principles are the same lifestyle factors that impact overall health: nutrition, digestion, gut health, movement, metabolism. Now we move into sleep, stress, and then exposure to environmental exposure like pollutants and chemicals. Those can affect almost every body system. So doTERRA is all about proactive, natural ways addressing root concerns. And I love this diagram because it helps us think in a strategic, logical way to know where do I start if I'm trying to live healthier. This makes sense and it helps you take steps to little by little improve your lifestyle, your health, your well-being, your longevity, your health span, which is different than lifespan. You want to actually be active when you're older, right? Not sedentary. So the lifestyle choices that you make every day are the foundation for your wellness. That includes how you move, what you eat, what you do, how do you take care of yourself, how you de-stress, all of those things. Your body is generally a reflection of your lifestyle. It's a snapshot. It's like a Polaroid camera, This is taking a picture of lifestyle choices. So doTERRA has created this easy to follow wellness path with specific products that fit into each category to support you at any point on your journey. And then that's kind of why we're here today. I'm here to guide you on your way, especially around the topic of sleep. So, we're going to focus on that blue level, rest and managing stress. But first, I want to talk to you about that bottom layer because without a strong foundation, the rest of the structure is going to be very, very shaky. So, I can't talk to you about sleep without talking about the nutritional piece. All right. So, this is doTERRA's foundational wellness bundle. I have them here. Where did I put my little um, this, this, and this. It's three components, and this covers a wide array, sorry, of foundational nutrition and microbiome support that is so important for energy and well-being. So think of better sleep as just part of the cycle where we need to increase energy during the day and then increase rest during the night. Those two are very symbiotic. You can't address one without addressing the other because it's going to give you a holistic path to improvement. All right, we have whole classes on this foundational wellness bundle, but basically what you need to know is this is your greens drink. Let me just show you really quick. So this, you actually get this when you order it the first time, this free awesome shaker bottle. I like to put ice in mine. Some people don't, but I do. So, oops, I got it upside down. It's just one sachet a day. This is all your vitamins, your minerals, your vegetables, and your fruits. It's a greens plus a multivitamin. It's highly um, absorbable. It has amazing bioavailability. It has liposomal technology that encapsulates all of the particles. And so you get high, it doesn't just absorb really well, but actually has high bioretention. And it tastes like mango pineapple. It's very delicious. I shake it a little bit, or you can use one of those blender things if you want to. And I drink one of these a day. It's delicious. Everyone loves it. Labs look amazing when I use that daily nutrition. Then you've got your E-omegas. This is your omega-3 fatty acids. You do 3 of these a day. They look huge, don't they? You can swallow them if you want, but you can also bite them. Believe it or not, that's fish oil. And it tastes like orange. It tastes great. That's what I do. You can swallow the little shells or you can spit them out. And then you have one well, it's microbiome complex. It's PB Restore. This is your prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics, and your bacterial phages. Little dual capsule. You can't get a better microbiome. That's your healthy bacteria in your gut and all throughout your body. So you just take one of these a day as well. Then you've got your foundations covered. Amazing nutrition. So let's jump into sleep, though, now that we have that foundation of nutrition covered. There are 3 needs for good sleep. If you want to be healthy, you have to have, or you have 3 jobs every day. Sorry, you have to eat well, you have to move your body, and you have to sleep well. Out of those 3, sleep should be the easiest, right? It should be. But for a lot of people, they're struggling with sleep. They might not be getting enough of it. They might be having trouble falling asleep, or they're feeling restless and continually waking up. There's hectic schedules. We all need to keep up with the kids, their schedule, there's work, there's volunteering, there's family needs. so much. We're just hectic, hectic. Our calendars are so busy. It's no wonder that people struggle to fall asleep because you're going, 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 and then you have to try to shut down and your brain's still like on, right? So we rush from appointment to appointment. We shuttle kids from here to there. And then we're looking at screens and we're trying to fit everything in. And when it's time to rest, it can be a struggle to wind down. So good sleep is one of the most essential elements of a healthy life. Unfortunately, it's also one of the most undervalued parts of modern schedules. In this busy world, it's all too easy to sacrifice sleep. I've been there. I'm so guilty of this. So much of my life, I just sacrifice sleep to fit in more things, to pursue things like work and family and relationships and responsibilities and social time. Or even staying up watching a show. I would think to myself, so what if I sacrifice a little bit of sleep in other areas of my life, um, to invest in other areas of my life? And then I feel a little sluggish or groggy the next day, but there's so much to do, accomplish, and experience instead of sleeping a little bit longer. Have you been there? Can you relate? It might seem like a lot to spend a third of your life sleeping, but the consequences of cutting your shut-eye short and depriving yourself has actually been linked to several health challenges. And the research is kind of sobering. It shows that the time you spend sleeping is crucial to brain function, to your mental health, your emotional well-being, and other vital health areas. During sleep, your body is hard at work, rebuilding, and it's repairing itself, including your brain. It's mending blood vessels, it's balancing your hormones. So if you're like, I think my hormones are out of balance, have you thought about your sleep? Because that's actually where hormone balance is happening. It's maintaining or even boosting the immune system. So when you're not sleeping well, you're more prone to get sick. Your brain processes the events of the day when you're asleep and it prepares itself for another day of learning. So that's how you're actually dealing with stress. It's like your brain is doing its own therapy while you're asleep. And it's kind of got like janitors that are sweeping out all of the junk out of your brain. It's true. And we need that time to clean it or it's just getting cluttery. So when you cut the rest process short, your body um, it doesn't recuperate. It can't, and it causes problems in the long run. Sleep even impacts apoptosis of the cells, helping them adhere to a normal life cycle. Do you know what apoptosis of the cells is? Is if a cell gets mutated, it's supposed to self-destruct. That's apoptosis. That's our body's way of preventing abnormal cell growth. And we need that. We need sleep, or our cells literally aren't, our body isn't ridding itself of problematic cells. Inadequate sleep over time raises the risk for chronic health problems. It affects how you think, it affects how you react, it affects your mood, it affects how well you can perform at your job and work, it affects your ability to learn, it affects your relationships and your ability to get along with others. It messes up your hormones and your reproductive system. It affects your heart and your circulatory system. Get this, it affects your metabolism and your ability to release weight. It affects your emotional response, your respiratory system, your immune system. Research suggests that one night of 4 hours of sleep results in a 70% reduction of natural killer cells. If you've read anything about natural killer cells, they're amazing. They tend to keep people alive. These are really important um, part of your immune system. And I have to tell you, you guys, I had to take a red-eye flight 3 nights ago. 3 nights ago, I see I'm all scrambled up. I don't like doing that, but it was my only option for a flight. I can tell I'm still recovering from it. So there you have it. I had a 70% reduction of my natural killer cells. So I've got to really focus on my rest to get my body back up. So the good news is because sleep has such a broad, comprehensive impact on health, adequate rest, both quality and quantity, will support improvement in every single category that I just mentioned. So let's talk about how much sleep we need. You know why you need sleep? We talked about it, so let's talk about how much. Okay, we're gonna look at quantity now. Generally, the hours of sleep you need decrease with age. Sleep supports proper growth and development, so babies and kids unsurprisingly need a lot of it. Children need a lot, teens need a lot, and then it kind of goes down. So newborns need 14 to 17 hours a day. Infants from 4 months to a year still need 12 to 16 hours. Toddlers need 11 to 14 hours. Now, keep in mind, these little ones, they're taking naps too, so it's throughout a 24-hour period. Preschoolers need 10 to 13. And as you've probably noticed, these are ranges, and they have quite a bit of overlap between them. So it's not exact, just gives you an idea. The need for sleep only goes down slightly with each age group. If you have children, pay attention to their cues and behaviors for hints on whether they're getting adequate sleep. The next age group, 6 to 12, need between 9 and 12 hours. Teens need a solid 8 to 10 hours each night. For adults who need a minimum of 7 hours of sleep, I mean, it's going to give or take a little bit. Some people might do a little bit less. Some people need 8 or even 9. So give yourself some grace there. Listen to your body. But that's the average is of 7 hours of sleep for adults. Sleep needs can vary. So, sometimes people don't need as much, but be honest with yourself because I've been in the position of saying, I just don't need a lot of sleep, but I was running on fumes and it wasn't really true. It's a myth. So, no one can really function optimally on 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. Okay. So if you're in that category, you got to get real with yourself. You're under rested. Okay. However, um, there's a range. There's a range. So if you need 9 hours, don't feel guilty about it either. Listen to your body. So your sleep needs will also vary based on activity levels. So if you're participating in vigorous exercise training, you'll likely notice an increase in your need for sleep compared to when your activity levels are more moderate. So just adjust accordingly and listen to your body. Again, give your body the chance to recover and value it. When you get older adults, like in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, will likely notice a decrease in their need for sleep with age. Usually, just 7 to 8 hours a night is absolutely sufficient. So, what does sleep hygiene mean? You probably have heard this term. So, let's dig into sleep hygiene and habits. So, these refer to healthy habits and behaviors and environmental factors that you can adjust to assist with a good night's sleep. So it includes your bedroom environment, your daily routines that promote consistent, uninterrupted sleep. It includes things like keeping a stable sleep schedule. Brains like predictability. That's hard for me. I tend to be spontaneous and I don't like to be boxed in, but brains need stable routine. A strict sleep schedule is very helpful. Make your bedroom comfortable and free of distractions, following a relaxing bedtime routine, and think about all those things like consistency and temperature and lighting. So some sleep problems are caused by bad habits, and then they get reinforced years or even decades long of just repeated bad habits. So it's never too late to change them, though. Let's talk about good, healthy practices. As you go through these sleep hygiene suggestions, think about your own situation and what may be most useful to you. You can tailor your sleep hygiene practices to your unique needs. Ultimately, the goal is to make it easier to sleep soundly through the night and wake up rested. So the first one is be consistent, okay? This is goes back to the brain likes routine. Don't vary your bedtime or your morning wake up time. If you can, keep it steady. It can mess up your circadian rhythm if you're changing it all of the time. One study suggested that inconsistent sleep, where a person goes to bed at an inconsistent time or wakes up at different times every day, can disturb the body's process of regulating inflammation during the sleep. So if you're worried, that means you'll need to fall asleep at the same precise time each night. Don't stress about that. Think of it more of like a window of time in which you should at least put yourself to bed and give your body the chance to fall asleep. If you're starting to get ready for bed the same time each night, you'll likely fall into like a natural rhythm in time. So be patient with your body, let it kind of find its rhythm, and it will start to just find this reasonably consistent window. Then try to just maintain a steady window. It's sometimes really tempting to sleep in on the weekend, but if you change your weekend wake up time drastically, it's going to throw off your rhythm and your body will pay the price. So, something to think about. Just it's a part of self-care. Just give yourself that steady consistency. So, you also want to be consistent with your nightly routine or ritual. Consider, maybe, and this is different for everyone. You might want to listen to soothing music. For me, music doesn't do it. I like to listen to talking, like a boring news or a podcast or something. You might find that doing some light stretching, not not heavy impact, hard impact cardio because that's going to get you all revved up, but like light stretching, maybe writing in a journal or reading or taking a warm shower or bath before bed. They do, experts really do suggest to read like a paper book, not be on your device, because the blue light in that, the artificial light can just kind of change the cues in your brain and keep your brain up. Um, don't put like bright overhead lights on as you're winding down and reading and doing or stretching. Use a lamp with low warm light, and that's going to help give your brain the cues that it's time to wind down. Okay. This is also an excellent time to diffuse essential oils or massage them into your neck or feet. So this is just one diffuser I have in my house. So I might, I'm going to talk to you about what to diffuse in a minute, but run this. You can run it while you sleep. You can run it before you sleep, and turn it off, and it'll still have the oil suspended in the air. You can do it with a light on. You can do it with a light off. There are some diffusers you can get that I don't think any of them that are the ones doTERRA offers regularly, but sometimes the holiday ones, or you can find other ones out there. They'd even have like white noise or music with them. So it depends if you like silence or a little bit of background white noise. It can be fun to play around with different diffusers. All right, then you want to set the mood. So let's talk about your sleep environment. Your bedroom setting absolutely affects sleep quality. So consider your lighting, the sound, and the temperature. They say lower the temperature in your home so it's a little cooler at night than during the day. However, I'm the opposite. I have to really be warm when I sleep, really warm. If I'm too cold, I stay awake. So this is one of those listen to your bodies, but most people are not like me, and the cooler is much better for them to sleep. If you have any little lights that twinkle or blink at you in your bedroom, you might want to cover them up with some electrical tape to keep your bedroom nice and dark if that's something that bothers you. With sound, some people find quiet white noise or a fan, or you can even do a fan app or something. You probably have your phone far away. You don't want all that EMF right next to you, but um, that can be helpful. Other people don't like sound. Maybe you even want some earplugs in, especially if you have a partner who snores, which I do, and so I have to sometimes just put earplugs in. So think about your bedding as well. You when you really think about this, it matters. You spend a third of your life sleeping, so it's worth investing in a supportive mattress that works well for your body, and then have comfortable, breathable sheets and bedding. That can make a big difference. And I know you can't always, just get all brand new everything all at once. But think about it, set some goals for that because it can make a big impact when you think of that one third of your life is spent on that bed. Avoiding screens. Exposure to natural light, especially early in the day, helps reinforce the strongest circadian clue. Then before bed, dim the light. So this is brain science. It programs your brain's clock. So if you ever notice if you've been in a nursing home, a lot of times the elderly people are really just sacked out asleep in the hallways. I mean, their health is struggling. They're old, but they actually did some studies on that and realized it has a lot to do with light exposure because they're often not getting outside and they're just like indoors all of the time. They don't get enough natural sunlight in their eyes, actually in your eyes. Um, if you go and just get like 20 minutes of natural sunlight in your eyes, like midday at noon, it makes a big difference to your sleep because it sets that clock. So that's what they found with these elderly patients is their clocks weren't set anymore because their brain didn't know night or day. And so that was affecting, they were sleepless at night, falling asleep during the day because of that lack of sunlight. So midday is great to do it, even if you're working somewhere without, like, if you have a lunch break or something, just go outside. I love sunglasses because I have sensitive eyes, but when I started learning about this, I started forcing myself to take them off just for a little bit during the day because I want that natural sun in my eyes to set my brain so that my circadian rhythm is really good in its 24-hour cycle. Now, moving daily, active movement during the day supports your internal clock and makes it easier to fall asleep at night. The one caveat is avoid heavy exercise too close to bedtime. Like I mentioned before, light walking or general movement or stretching is fine. Just don't do vigorous workouts too late or it's not gonna wind you down. And then limit stimulants. So, a lot of adults consume caffeine daily. Many rely on its energizing effects to enhance their mood and optimize their performance. That's fine. It's not a problem, but you got to really monitor it so it doesn't mess up with your sleep. Okay. Um, Keep in mind that caffeine is also added to a lot of medications and energy drinks. So, while caffeine is a common tool to promote wakefulness in the morning and ward off sleeplessness during the day, it also comes with potential side effects, including jitteriness, headaches, nervousness, and it can interfere with sleep if it's consumed too late in the day. So, keep that in mind. You want to try to keep it to the morning, if you can. And it's definitely the first half of the day. And if you're struggling to sleep at night, you should reevaluate how much caffeine that you're drinking and when you're drinking it. Don't eat before bed. Um, if you eat a heavy meal before bed, especially spicy foods, it actually can either give you heartburn or digestive issues, or your digestive system's just really awake, and it can be difficult to sleep. There is an exception to this, though. Sometimes people have glucose blood sugar issues that are waking them up and they're not stable enough. So for some people, if that's an issue, just a little bit of protein before bed can help to stabilize. So like a spoon of peanut butter or something like that. If it's going to help stabilize your blood sugar, just experiment with it. That actually can be a helpful thing. And then using essential oils before bed and while you're sleeping. So now that you've learned about why sleep is so foundational to health, how much you need, and some basic sleep hygiene practices, let's talk about the natural solutions, and essential oils are included in that. So many essential oils can provide relaxation, a calming environment, and that's really conducive to sleep. Soft floral aromas like lavender or Roman chamomile are grounding, centering oils. And cedarwood and sandalwood are also really help. They're also very grounding and they can help. For example, cedarwood stimulates your body's natural production of melatonin. All right, so if we're going to talk about essential oils, I need to make sure you know that brand matters. So we're going to look at doTERRA and why doTERRA is different. And the things that I'm going to teach you only apply to doTERRA because it the purity is a factor and you're not going to get therapeutic results with just any oil out there. So doTERRA essential oils are pure. There's no fillers, there's no synthetic ingredients, and no dilution. doTERRA sources oils from plants grown in their ideal environments. I just, I told you I took that red eye flight. I just returned from the Big Island of Hawaii, where our sandalwood and and uh, uh, well, that's our main oil. We have a couple other oils in blends, but sandalwood, Eliahi trees are sourced. And I got to see the sourcing from the growing to the harvesting to we distilled and just it's amazing. Like these, I promise you, they are grown in their ideal environments. My husband has been able to go see many of our plants sourced in Kenya and watch the process there. We have team members that have gone to Guatemala and Bulgaria, and it's amazing how they source the oils, and it makes a difference in the chemical profile and the therapeutic effectiveness of the oil. Each batch of oil is tested for ideal chemistry and consistency. More than 54 tests are done on each batch of doTERRA oils from the farmer to the consumer. And doTERRA oils, they actually can be used with three modalities, whereas most oils can only be used with one or two. So doTERRAs can be used topically, aromatically, and internally. Most of the oils internally because they're considered dietary supplements, and that has everything to do with the purity and getting FDA GRAS standard on them, and you'll see that on the labels as nutritional supplements. So people turn to doTERRA because they want safe, affordable, and effective solutions for their family's health. It won't do you any good if you're using an oil if it's too diluted, it doesn't have the right chemical constituents because it wasn't grown right, harvested right, distilled right, or if even worse, if there's synthetics in there, synthetic fragrances, they don't have to put it on the label because it's not regulated. So just trust me on this. Use doTERRA oils. You'll have something that works and something that's safe. So I'm going to introduce you to something called the Serenity Sleep System. Oh, where did I put it? It's three products that are meant to work together. Hold on, my oil is behind my monitor here. There it is. I was a little bit unprepared. And they're formulated to work together for a topical, internal, and aromatic combination of modalities to maximize positive impacts on the brain and in the whole body. And there's amazing research involved with this. In fact, I'm going to copy a link right now and I'm going to put it in the chat. And if you are watching the replay, by the way, when I put this on YouTube, I will make sure to put the handout and the research link in the YouTube so that you can see that. Okay, so um, there was a clinical trial, and this was a subjective study of participants that scored quality of life improvements. This is one of our amazing scientists at doTERRA. Okay, you can see here the improvements for daily life getting easier. We also learned some objective data. Hang on a second. Am I on the right slide? Oh yeah, I did. It just switched. I couldn't tell it switched. People became more active, believe it or not, when they were using this system. They burned 500 more calories a day. Okay, do I need to repeat that? Who would like to burn 500 more calories a day just from using these and sleeping better? Yeah, 500 more calories a day. They reported 2,800 more steps a day. Just organic improvement because they're sleeping better. And their time being very active actually doubled. So feel free to take a screenshot of this. I think it's pretty amazing. So let me introduce you to the Serenity Blend first. Oh, sorry, that was more data right there. Yeah, see, I wasn't on the right slide. I thought I was. I thought something looked a little off. So you can take a screenshot of this. I'll leave it up for a second in case you need that data. I think it's pretty amazing. Okay, so here's the blend. Serenity Restful Blend. So even better than you just using a single oil like just lavender or cedarwood or vetiver, doTERRA offers a combination of pure essential oils called Serenity Restful Blend. And it smells heavenly. I love this one. It does have cedarwood in it. Remember, what does that do? It increases your natural melatonin production. It has coriander, ylang ylang, very relaxing oils, marjoram, which tends to calm anxiousness. It has Roman chamomile. I mean, this we use to help babies and children sleep. It has vetiver, which is a root from a grass that grows in Haiti. Vetiver is very earthy, and it actually helps too if you have overactive thinking. This is an oil we use for children or adults who have focus impairments, okay? Vetiver helps channeling the mind, eliminating distractions, but at night it helps to shut off the overactive thinking. If your brain just goes down rabbit trails, vetiver is amazing. Well, it's in this blend. And then sandalwood, which I'm just in love with. It's my favorite oil, and I just got to help, see the sandalwood trees. It's just so special and it smells so good. It's emotionally supportive. It's a sesquiterpene, which crosses the blood-brain barrier, really helps with the neurological side of things. It also has tonka bean and vanilla absolute. And so it just has this floral, lavender, vanilla with some woods and earthy low notes. It smells so, so good. So this blend creates a uniquely powerful and effective aromatic experience. It has a soothing scent, it creates this calm, tranquil atmosphere, perfect for using as part of the evening routine or a bedtime ritual. It's awesome, also awesome in baths at night. You can use it topically. So what I would do, it's a very gentle oil. So for me, I just put it on. I put it on the bottoms of my feet. I like the big toe because the vetiver it's an interesting connection to the brain there, and the vetiver tends to work really well it sounds weird, I know, but it works really well. If you have sensitive skin at all, or you're working with children, or you're pregnant, they tend to be more sensitive when you're pregnant. You can dilute with a carrier oil, but I just apply it like that. You can also put it in your diffuser again. So put it on purple just because that matches our Serenity vibe here. Any diffuser. And then the benefit of the diffuser is aromatic, has a direct connection to the amygdala of the brain. The olfactory and the amygdala are connected, and that's your calming emotional side of the brain, and it helps with sleep. And the other benefit is you're getting a continual exposure to that oil for many hours while you sleep, so that it's continuing to keep you asleep. So it's pretty amazing. Diffusing is one of the simplest methods for enjoying aromatic benefits of doTERRA Serenity. By the way, this is great for kids and babies. To just do some, this is a great oil to diffuse for little ones, very, very gentle. You can also put a drop in your palm. Now, this won't go all night long, but this is great before bed. And cup it and then inhale. Do a few slow, steady breaths. There's different breathing patterns you can do that just drop your cortisol and relax you before bed. See, I'm going to get sleepy while I'm teaching my class. You can also use it if you have a midnight wake up. Like, let's say you get up to go to the bathroom or help a child. Just do that to do a quick put you back to sleep. Okay. You can massage it into your neck, shoulders, feet. You can do it with children, just dilute. But this, we're going to switch over. I'm going to tell you about the soft gels because I have to admit, out of everything, this is a new bottle. I should open it so you can see the size. Out of everything doTERRA makes, I honestly have to say this might be one of my very, very favorite. It's probably my favorite supplement. Like for real. I know that we have our VMG and everything, but this is life-changing for me and for so many people, not just for sleep. But if I tend to get nighttime anxiousness. Doesn't even, there might not be anything specific I'm worried about. It's just like my body has this adrenal response. And do you ever, you're like kind of getting restful and then you just kind of go, and you kind of have this panicky feeling? This totally knocks it out. So you can take one or two, experiment, and they're not too big, just a little soft gel. In this is lavender essential oil, but it also contains lemon balm, passion flower, chamomile, and something called L-theanine, which is an amino acid that I'm a huge fan of. L-theanine comes from green tea and it helps to relax us, it calms anxiousness, and it helps with sleep. And in fact, I will also have people try this during the day if they struggle with anxious episodes. So, and it can be dramatically helpful. I have tried L-theanine on its own from like a health food store, and it's helpful, but this is better. Like the combination of these ingredients works so well. And it also has tart cherry. They added that to the formula a few years ago, and that made it just even better. They're encased in a vegetarian soft gel, and they work together to create a natural formula that encourages restful sleep without leaving you feeling groggy the next day. It's not like being drugged. It does not affect your ability to wake up. This is what I notice personally. When I take it, about 20 minutes later, I feel the wonderful, relaxing sensation that you get when you have a big sigh. It's like my heart inside just has this big sigh of like, it's just this like, I feel it, this relaxation. And the next thing I know, I'm waking up in the morning and I feel like refreshed. So it's that great. I went to a church women's retreat a few weeks ago and I had to sleep on the top bunk. And I was just getting over just a little bit of a cough and I thought, how am I going to sleep? But I had this, I took it. My roommate goes, well, what is that? Are you on a medication? I said, it's my Serenity soft gels. It helps me sleep. Didn't say anything else. In the morning, she's like, I slept terribly. And I said, she said, how did you sleep so well? And I said, it's my Serenity soft gels. And then I offered her one for the next night. Well, all the ingredients in the soft gel play a special role in their calming, relaxing effects. The L-theanine and the tart cherry extract are particularly special. So the L-theanine, remember that comes from the green tea. It's an amino acid. Oh, it's actually found in black tea too. I'm looking at my notes. It's found in some mushrooms actually as well. It promotes relaxation without causing drowsiness, and it's been studied for its calming effects on the nervous system. Tart cherry is included in the soft gels for its positive effect on sleep, which is likely because it has tryptophan in its content. You know, tryptophan, you hear about that's what like you get sleepy after eating your Thanksgiving turkey. So tryptophan helps the body make melatonin. So now you've got your cedar wood in this, and you've got your tryptophan in the tart cherry, and your body's producing natural melatonin. It's helping to get your circadian rhythm synchronized with its sleep-wake cycle, day and night. And that melatonin is that wonderful sleep hormone that helps to put you to sleep. So every 100 grams of tart cherry extract contains about 9 milligrams of tryptophan. Plus, tart cherries also contain natural melatonin themselves. So, this is a simple, natural way to gently aid your body's melatonin production and provide additional melatonin, ultimately supporting your sleep from many different facets. And then this is so fun. The Serenity Sleep Stick. Everyone loves this. It's a convenient way to apply the doTERRA restful blend. So it has this essential oil in it topically. And it also has moisturizing elements that leave your skin feeling soft, and it's not greasy at all. It has this oil, but it also has the addition of valerian. Valerian supports and enhances the effects of the stick and the essential oil blend. It just kind of drives them in a little bit deeper, and it makes the overall results of the doTERRA Serenity Restful Blend even more powerful and soothing. So since the stick came out a couple years ago, what I do is I take this before bed, I put this in the diffuser, and then I put this on my feet. I put it on kind of just over my heart and here because I want to be able to smell it. I might do this too. It's that simple. And I throw these in my suitcase when I travel and it helps so much. Okay, so we've got another study here. Let me get this in the chat again. Oops, here we go. There we go. I'm gonna pull my notes back up. Okay, so this is Dr. Osgothorpe, and he is a medical doctor, very highly credentialed that works at doTERRA, and he teaches us, he's is kind of his soapbox, and I love it. It's so exciting about epigenetics, and there's some amazing new epigenetics findings in research tied to this Serenity sleep system. So this is my favorite part. There's several things they discovered, but this is the one I love the most. So what if I told you that there was something simple you could do every night that improved your sleep so much that it could reverse age your brain by 7 years in 6 weeks? Okay, so do I need to repeat that? So you take this for 6 weeks consistently, and on average, your biological age of your brain reverse ages by 7 years. That blew my mind when I heard it. But this is the research. Okay, I'm putting another link in the chat. Hang on, I gotta close a tab. It gets in my way here. Okay, here is I'm gonna actually type in here, reverse age the brain. So you know which link this is because it's such an amazing study. Okay. Um, So DNM3TB is a gene that supports healthy sleep through the maintenance of the circadian rhythms. And we know that those are critical for our sleep cycle. So that gene expression is significantly increased when using the doTERRA Serenity Sleep System, all three of these together. LRP5 expression is increased, and it's supported by improved sleep, and it supports glucose metabolism and cell fitness. And LRP5 expression is significantly increased when using the doTERRA sleep system. Okay, am I losing you here? Listen, what this is saying is this changes the way your genes are expressed and your metabolism improves when you're taking this consistently. I got another one here for you. ZM1Z2 is a gene involved in the regulation of sleep, immunity, and inflammatory response. And ZM1Z2 was significantly upregulated in healthy people using the doTERRA sleep system. So again, what does that mean? The gene that is tied to immunity and inflammation is supported and upticked when you're using the system consistently every night. Those are just some of the findings in the epigenetic science, which is new, breakthrough science. So you've learned about doTERRA Serenity Restful Blend, the complex, the soft gels, and the stick. Each of these products can be a powerful tool for natural support on their own, but they're most powerful and effective when used together. When paired with smart sleep hygiene habits that we went over, you can count on this system. You can count on this system to help you get the rest that you deserve. That's what doTERRA says. That's their little blurb. So the first step is doTERRA Serenity Restful Blend. The second is the stick. And the third is the soft gels. Um, it's pretty easy. It's pretty simple. You just take it before bed, you put it on, and you put it in the diffuser. Okay, so I have a couple other oils that I want to tell you about that I think are really important to know about for sleep. Oh, sorry, this was my slide. That's the 1, 2, 3. Just a 1, 2, 3 before bed. How easy is that? So juniper berry. I like to let people know about this oil because it's specifically helpful if you are dealing with nightmares or night terrors. If you have children dealing with these, trust me, I've seen it work in my own home. How does it work? I don't know. How does it work with the brain? I don't know, but it tends to break the cycle of night terrors and nightmares. You could put it in the diffuser. Put it on topically with a little carrier oil on your child, and it's really helpful. You can combine it in the diffuser with this too. And then we've got balance. Balance reduces stress in the body and levels out mood swings. So this can be another great one. Put a drop on the bottom of the foot. You can put it aromatically in your diffuser, breathe it off of your hands. It's a good one if mood swings are an issue for you or if you have high stress. And then adaptive. Adaptive comes in an oil like this. It comes in a roller like you see on the screen. And it also, there are adaptive capsules that have some GABA neurotransmitters and essential oils and botanicals in it that can really help calm anxious feelings, balance out the mood. That's another oil and product line that you can consider if you have a lot of, emotional factors going on. So now that you've learned about these three incredible, powerful tools, plus those few extra ones if you have some targeted needs, um, let's just talk strategy. You might be wondering, well, how do I take the first step and start equipping myself with the support that I need? So, my recommendation is to think about your sleep, your energy, and your health in three main categories. Those foundational wellness things I saw on the diagram. Remember, we have the foundational wellness. And that's you can see that at the top. I should have done it the reverse. It's the top picture there. Make sure you're equipping your body with the energy and the fuel that it needs for the day. And then targeted health tools. These are like essential oils that meet your specific health needs. Like, let's say you need sinus support, you need breathe or digestive support, and we've got products for that. And then your sleep support on top of that at night. And that's kind of how your daily routine goes. So you're going to want to talk to the person who invited you to the Sleep SOS workshop. They can help you. Your wellness advocate can help you. If you're working with me, I can help you. And we'll get you some customized help. But I'm going to give you just my top recommendations and tips for getting started with the best discounts and the product bundles that saves you some money and get you started with the basics. Okay. So let me just show you before we wrap up the class. This is, I would say, option one. This is if you just wanted to just get the sleep system. If you use a link from a wellness advocate, you're going to get the 25% discount. And that doesn't cost anything extra. It comes free for your first year and there's no strings attached. You just basically get an account login. Every time you log in, it'll discount it that 25%. So that's called wholesale pricing. That's what I've got on the slides. So you basically, if you bundle this together instead of getting each one separately and you're getting the wholesale pricing, you're going to save $52 and you get it $66. So for $66, um, you can start the journey of reverse aging your brain by 7 years and feeling better and living better. Isn't that great? Okay, if you are ready to tackle that 24-hour cycle from both sides holistically, then you need to do your foundational wellness during the day and your serenity system at night. And so that's where I would recommend this. You can get in a bundle as well for 215 wholesale. And then you would add this on as a bundle. And I forgot to put what was the $66. And anytime you get foundational wellness for the very first time, you get the free shaker bottle, which is amazing. Remember my shaker bottle? I love it. It's glass, and you get a free peppermint oil, which is awesome for energy during the day. And then anytime you order 150 in product value or more, you get a free gift. There's a few different options, but most people choose this Pebble diffuser. So you could get a peppermint oil, and a free diffuser with this bundle. And then here is the ultimate, my recommendation. If you want foundational wellness, the Serenity Sleep System, and you want to have the top 10 essential oils, so you want that breathe, you want the On Guard for immunity, you want the digestive blend, or some basics, some lemon, some tea tree, some peppermint, some frankincense. Basically, it's your toolkit, your first line of defense to deal with everyday health problems, then I suggest this. Then you would get this Family Essentials Oil Kit. It's the top 10 oils, and they're in the 5 ml size. So you just kind of get a good assortment at a good price. And then you get your foundational wellness and your Serenity sleep system. And this all together would end up being $316. I call this the easy button. It's the best value at the best discount, and it covers all three of your bases. Okay, so that is it. That's my recommendations. Talk to your wellness advocate if you need to get something ordered. There are some specials going on this month. But I'm hesitant to get into it because we're going to have this replay up ongoing, so the specials change every month. But definitely ask your wellness advocate about specials. And if you would like to host a Sleep SOS watch party, these are really fun. You could even do sleep themed. You could say, "Hey, wear your pajamas, and we're going to have chamomile tea, and have bedtime snacks or something." And then this replay, you can just play it. You can just print out the handout. If you have the products there for them to smell, awesome. And then just play the handout or play the video on the screen, because the replay, I'll actually email it to those of you who registered. The wonderful thing about this is if you are a wholesale customer, you have a referral link. And if anyone uses it, they get that 25% discount. You get 20% account credit on your account that you can cash out for products. It's a great way to fund your wellness needs. Wellness advocates, people can use your link and you can, earn your commission through doTERRA. So you have options. If you want to share, you're going to find that you're going to share doTERRA with people naturally because the products work and they're awesome, just like I had at my retreat. I'm telling my roommate, you got to use this when you sleep. It just comes naturally. So we want to make sure that you get a thank you back from doTERRA when you help people discover doTERRA. So thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope this is helpful for you. I will be sending out the replay and it'll have the links in the description on the YouTube channel. So thanks for being here tonight and stay plugged in on our Facebook page, Drop by Drop, for upcoming events. In fact, there's quite a few this month, either replays or upcoming health education. They're all free, they're all online, and we'd love to have you at future classes. All right, bye everyone.